Ambulance crews and paramedics around the country work tirelessly to respond to real-life emergencies every single day. We all understand that some tragedies are unavoidable, and we learn to live with the outcomes. However, if it wasn't for the crews, support teams and help from the public, more individuals and more communities would suffer the loss of friends, families and loved ones every day. Most people see the flashing lights on a response vehicle and just get out of the way. They don't stop to think about the amazing people inside working to save yet another life. They don't think about the poor victim or their family. When you start to understand the stories and meet the people who have survived because of the actions of an emergency service crew, you suddenly have a greater appreciation of those flashing lights. This film is a celebration of both the survivors whose lives have been affected by the paramedics and also the paramedics themselves.
So I was just on the computer, like, let's say 2 steps away from him, and then
yeah, and just as I say, doing my knee exercises, what I've been told, just told me, and then just screamed out something like Trisha or Babe or something, and then just collapsed and off.
Yeah.
I was sitting at the computer, and at 10 o'clock I take the dog out. So I was feeling a bit ropey by then, a bit of pain, but I got to the end of my alleyway and then realised this was bad. And by the time I got back through my front door, I was on my hands and knees.
Started playing football, and I don't know how long we were on the pitch, but the last thing I saw was a panoramic view of the pitch as I spun round. And apparently 3 days later, I was looking at my wife, and that was all I knew.
Well, yeah, in the meantime, I had called his brother, who then showed up. So I was telling him what the lady on the phone was saying, because she was saying, oh, his life depends on you now. Yeah, and then he started doing CRB, and then I think at one point, he got emotional too. So I jumped in and continued, and then the next minute, Ian comes in, and I'm literally like an angel.
Originally, I assume friends or family were originally doing some chest compressions. I asked him, which I found it was Liam's brother. I asked him if he could carry on doing chest compressions for me whilst I got my equipment out. And yeah, soon found he was in full cardiac arrest.
He's 23 years old, he's fit, he's young. It's every mother's nightmare, to be perfectly honest with you.
And then shocked him again. And literally as we shocked him on that second occasion, noticed his pupils come straight back.
But I've never experienced a pain in me like that before. There's only one thing it could be.
Once we got him to a stage of being able to move him, we got a stretcher up to the door of the cottage. We got Peter onto what's termed a scoop and out of the door into the ambulance. I abandoned my car in the road out here and drove the ambulance with Jane and Ian at the back, still working on Peter and keeping him going all the way in. But
I knew the minute they were here that I wasn't going to die that night. I just knew. I just knew that they knew their job, and if there was a chance for me to live, I was going to live.
CPR was started immediately with Richard, and that is one of the key things.
It will never, ever diminish the thought that this man was basically giving my family back a family. And things could have been so different.
It's lovely to see them now, just to turn around and actually say thank you.
They're my heroes forever, and I'll always be thankful towards them.
These guys are just unbelievable what they do.
One can only say thank you to all the staff involved in my whole sort of inpatient stay at hospital and afterwards.
Without them, I wouldn't be here.
It just makes me realise just how important everything they do is, and I'm just giving my world to them, because obviously without them I probably wouldn't be here today.
So next time you see those flashing lights in your rearview mirror, remember that every emergency has its own story with its own outcomes. But no matter what the situation, we can rest assured that we will get the very best efforts from our dedicated teams at the South East Coast Ambulance Service.